Okay. I should be streaming now. Welcome. I am live too. Aren't we all alive? And if there's any dead people out there watching, hopefully you're alive because there shouldn't be any dead people watching. Hi, guys. Welcome to. I know. Oh my gosh. What? You guys are probably wondering, oh my gosh, what happened to these guys? Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Um. Oh, he is? Oh. Fuji? Is it the mountain? Mountain Fuji. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. No, I'm sorry. That was terrible. That was. Well, okay. Yeah. So let's go by and let me tell you what happened. Oh, hey, the Max is here. We have Nova. Hello, Nova. We told you we'd be back on Thursday. So, here's what happened. Okay. I'm gonna get you the game plan here. What happened was I bought a brand new car. Can I get a woot woot for that? Oh my gosh. Are you sure? You okay? Oh, your turn. Oh, well, I don't know. Is it, guys? Can you hear? Can you guys? Oh, okay. Thank you, Nova. Whoop whoop. Thank you. Okay, so let, let me get you the 411 on why we haven't been on this channel. Number one, um, un, okay, I got the new car like I just said, so whoop whoop to that. I bought the brand new car, and all of a sudden, the transmission broke, and then I had to go through all this process of trying to get it fixed. It's like it's kind of like buying a new thing and then it basically punching you in the dick and you're like, ooh, and now, I'm yeah, and then it steals my money. But luckily I didn't have to pay for that because I had a warranty and it was just a recall. Fords have a very, I guess they're, what is it? Yeah, their transmission sucked for many years, and then they were like, oh, we should probably fix that, and then they did, and then they were like, we're stopping. Well, I don't think dual clutch was just a problem. I just think it was them going, oh, well, we have a faulty engine here, and now we gotta, like, figure it, whatever. So, after that, okay, and then what me and Pro were discussing, too, is, I have to work, at, like, 6 a.m., or, well, it's like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we're going to be switching up this a little bit. We're going to keep the Thursday, but we're going to change it to Thursdays to Sundays now because I get really tired, and I'm okay with being really tired on a Friday because it's like towards the end of the week, and that's fine. But like being tired during a Wednesday is like the worst possible thing you could possibly do because you just start out on the wrong day on a Thursday, on a Wednesday when you can't. Yeah, well, I have to get up at 3 a. No, I'm not a farmer. I just got to drive an hour to work, and since I got to drive an hour to work, I got to do everything extra, and it kind of like, let's just say it blows. It freaking blows. It sucks. So I figured instead of us doing the show and me going to work on, I figured why not? Yeah, why not just change this to like Thursdays and Sundays, you know? And that way we'll be on a consistent pattern and everything. So hopefully you guys can watch us. Yeah, everybody will be happy and everything. So we have Max. I cannot hear him. Heck, this isn't good. I'm seeing if it is working on his. Yeah. Oh, wait. I know what's happening. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay, now say something. Wait, hold on.
Me?
No, not you. Yeah.
Say something. I'm saying stuff right now. I mean,
okay, you should be able to hear him now, hopefully, because I think.
Can you hear me now? Am I coming in?
Okay, yeah, we're good. I
I'm coming in.
Muted
okay.
my desktop, so no wonder why they couldn't hear.
Oh
you.
yeah. Well, that'll do it.
Hear it dashing.
I could do that for real.
Yeah.
I could do that for real. I do have the trombone.
Yeah, I know you have the trombone. I have the trombone too, but you don't see me going and doing it. Okay. Okay. So, we're not going to be one of those shows that like has a bunch of corny things
just,
like the wah and then like
that just does sound bites through the whole show, and like the whole show is just sound bite after sound bite, like.
Oh yeah. Get some, daddy.
Just everything's like a fart sound. Everything's just like.
Yeah. We are more appropriate. We are furries and we are adults. Okay, well maybe we should be doing that.
We're professionals. We're professionals, people.
We are.
That's why I'm dressed in a Walmart outfit.
Yeah, he's a professional Walmart greeter at your local
Nothing
Walmart.
but the best.
Is a smart bean. It's fixed. Okay. So, here's what I'm going to say. Okay. My week, so basically what you
Hey.
So basically what you can do is you can basically take this week and be like a high and low. It's like a roller coaster without any wheels on it. It didn't work out that well, and that's why I couldn't stream. And
it was like El Toro.
Yeah, I guess. But El Toro is not scary for me. Oh my gosh, you see a husky out there? That's freaking.
Yeah, he's kind of melted into the couch.
Yeah,
it's just a head sitting on some legs.
Yeah, he's really relaxed out there. Boy, wow, I wish I could be that relaxed. Okay.
That's pretty chill.
Okay, so, bro, what are we talking about today?
So today's topic, we are going to discuss the two new heavyweight consoles coming out, the PS5 and the new Xbox.
Yeah.
And which one is better?
Which one is better?
Or which one is right for you?
Or which one's right for you, yeah. We're also going to be talking about Pro's favorite cars.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to give us an
in-depth... cars are one of my things.
he's gonna be Pro the mechanic today because he is going to actually take apart a full engine. Wow, isn't that a great Pro? No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, we just wheeled the whole 350 small block. We just wheel it right here into the studio, and I'll just start taking it apart and showing you what goes where and how this goes and all the proper torque specs. And
I think because what we're planning on doing eventually, guys, is we're going to come up with some games for us to play. And Pro's going to play a game with me about cars, and then I'm eventually going to do a sports quiz on him since I know sports and he doesn't. So
I am going to basically get annihilated to the humiliation of the entire internet. So.
And I think I'm going to get
because I don't do sports.
I really don't do cars. Cars are not my thing. I only know a certain amount of cars. Okay, so let us dive right into the show of the console wars, which is really weird to say that now since PC's basically here and we're on PC.
You know, Master of the Universe.
Yeah, Master of the Universe.
I like PC, but that's just me.
I like PC, but they won't put NHL on the damn PC, so I have to play this. So I have to get the Xbox and crap. And, well, I mean, I still play Xbox once in a while. I like some of the games that they have on it.
Yeah. Well, you and DJ play, right?
Yeah, we play it. We play NHL 2001. But no, it's crazy to think that consoles are still around.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because I remember. Okay, now I was only a child at this point, and I'm not old. Okay, you're not old until you're about like 55 or 60. So let's get that off our chest. Okay, you're not old. So I remember when consoles were like the huge thing, and like computer games were like just terrible at the time.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, when I was growing up, I started out. My very first console I ever played was the Sega Genesis.
Yep.
And I think
Same here.
I think it was the funnest thing. I played NHL.
I have one.
I played NHL '94 for all you people out there who like that. I
think I actually have that game right now in my Sega Genesis.
Ooh. So I grew up that, and NHL '93 was the very first game I ever played. Then NHL '94 and stuff like that. Now
Yep.
I wasn't born then, but at least I had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that was the very first game console I ever played. The 3 buttons on it. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, my first game console was it wasn't the Genesis, it was the Master System, they called it.
Oh, the one before that.
The Sega Master.
So actually, funny thing is, my uncle had one, and then he just sold it for almost like $500 or $600. I mean, those things are expensive, and
it was so cool, dude. Like, we had everything for it. Like, literally, we had every accessory. We had like the gun to play Duck Hunt, so you could actually play like Duck Hunt, on the screen and everything. And we had the joysticks.
It wasn't Duck Hunt. It was something else, because you had the Nintendo version of that too. Right?
No, it was Duck Hunt. It was Duck Hunt on the Sega Master System.
Well, because I know one of them had like a black gun, and the other one was like a orange and like gray gun.
Yeah, this was the black one.
Oh, it was a black one? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Did it work better than the Nintendo one?
I don't know. I never had the Nintendo version of that particular one, but
okay, well,
I only had the Sega version, but it seemed to work amazing on our old CRT.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure it wasn't just because you were a kid and you were like, this is so cool? Or was it actually
cutting edge technology, 1992?
Yeah. Because, like, I feel like whenever, like, a new console comes out, it's like the very first, like, couple of games are like, oh my gosh, the graphics are amazing. This is so good.
Yeah.
And, like,
it could just be better. I could be just remembering it better than it actually was, but I don't know. It just seemed to work pretty good.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it works.
I mean, I remember it working pretty awesome.
Okay.
But that was a great system. And what was your second system you had?
My second system was a, well, at the time, PlayStation was still out. When I first started playing it, because I think it was my uncle who basically was like, well, I don't want him to be playing my PlayStation yet. So that's why they had the Sega Genesis there. But I'd probably say it would be PlayStation. And I remember the game that I used to play on PlayStation all the time was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I played the shit out of it.
Oh, sick.
Like, I'm not even joking. Like,
I could probably get that.
Well, yeah, of course you can get it.
Because I have a PlayStation. I have an original PlayStation that I restored a couple of years ago.
What don't you have?
And she runs really well. Well, I was kind of, for a little bit, I hit this groove where I just wanted to like restore old gaming consoles and kind of fix them up. So I have the Sega Genesis and the original PlayStation.
Okay. I mean, that works.
What's cool is the PlayStation I have, which is really cool, is it's actually the release series.
Oh, wow.
So it has the audio jacks in it that you can't really find on the later models.
Well, yeah.
Because it was designed to be used like your home stereo.
Didn't you have?
It was specifically designed.
didn't you have like the 3-prong system with the oh shoot, what was it? Like the yellow, white, and red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what.
And then this one has like separate audio jacks, so you can use it as like a CD player for like your hi-fi system.
You know,
Because everyone had a kicking sound system back in those days.
yeah, kicking surround sound.
And what's cool is it actually has a really great like graphics equalizer on it, so it plays like these really cool graphics, like to the music and stuff. It's actually really, really cool. It's a neat little piece of old school technology, but the real reason like I always wanted the PlayStation is because I never owned a PlayStation. So I immediately, when I was able, went out to go get an original PlayStation 1 because it's the one that got away for me. I never had a PlayStation. Isn't that weird?
That is pretty weird, actually. Like,
I've had almost every gaming system known to man except for the PlayStation.
Oh wow!
It's so weird, but so I went out and I got the original release series PlayStation 1 and got Gran Turismo and all the original good games, Spyro, all that stuff, and
so first of all, Nova
it's great.
Nova was asking you, did you get a new Fursona? But unfortunately, no, he didn't get a new Fursona.
No,
this is somebody.
I borrowed this one.
Yeah, somebody created that. And
it's a public.
Shared it with the world, and now he wants to be a Walmart greeter. Congratulations.
I don't know. I just really like this particular character. Like,
it's okay. People.
He's fun to use.
But okay, so I think so.
How's everyone doing in
So playing
Xbox Scarlet? Nice.
So first of all, let's ask the question. If you want to write in the comments, did you ever grow up with a console system? And if you did, what was that console system? I'm quite curious to see what people were into. Because now with today, it's more of it's just Xbox and PlayStation. Where back then you had Nintendo, Nintendo's still around. Sorry about that, Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Still, it's not that popular anymore. But
yeah, Fuji was just telling me in my chat. He's like, I just have the remakes of all the old consoles, which is kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean they're great.
So in a way, Fuji's playing the systems I grew up with. Only he has the modern conveniences of HDMI connectivity, and there's not really any physical like hardware. It's more a software based system, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
there's the hardware is very light. It's very simplistic.
Well, it's because it's like those little cube ones that are like the Nintendo Retro series ones. Yeah, I used to. One of my old roommates used to have one of those. I used to play the crap out of that.
They're really cool.
Oh yeah,
they're really cool.
Yeah. So, but
I just like original hardware.
So like back then,
I think it's just exciting.
Yeah. So back then, whenever this was all starting out, the console wars and all this other stuff with the 16 bits, the 32 bits, and all these other bits, and I was like
64-bit.
Yeah.
64-bit.
So, the one console, this might be very controversial to people, and I'm going to say this. I didn't like the N64. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty controversial, man.
I do not
You're
like
going to get a lot of hate for that. You're going to get a lot of hate for that one.
Here's why, okay? When I was growing up, I was a kid, and I didn't know how to hold the damn thing. I really didn't. It's like...
Yeah. Oh. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
I didn't know how to
I got too excited.
I didn't know to hold the damn thing. It was like you had like that like controller that had like
there are multiple different ways to hold it for like whatever game you're gonna play.
I hated it.
Probably the best example of that was probably if you compared GoldenEye 007 controls with like the controls of Turok. Because Turok you had to use you never played Turok?
No.
Dinosaur Hunter?
I might have.
Oh, that's a great game. That's a great game. You gotta play that.
Okay.
I'm gonna play that eventually on one of my streams.
Okay. Turok.
for sure.
Rock.
Turok. They
So-
came out with I think there were
Is it-
3 of them.
Is it kind of like, okay, I get what you're saying. Now, it's kind of like playing Star Fox and then playing 007.
Yeah.
There are 2 different control types, and there's whatever.
Yeah, there's 2
But I-
different ways you hold the controller.
I think it's stupid. Why do I have to have, like, 3 different
Like
ways to hold
the-
the controller?
Yeah, well, it's just they didn't have dual thumbsticks back then, so you kind of had to make do with a single
like-
thumbstick.
But that's stupid, because they did have that back then,
Yeah.
because the PlayStation came around the same time, and they had dual...
Well,
And then the Xbox, too.
PlayStation was way more advanced.
Yeah, I know, but, like...
PlayStation was way ahead of the curve.
But PlayStation had the dual things, and then you had like the little analog sticks that you could do and stuff.
It didn't
like
actually
that.
start out that way though, because
Well, no.
PlayStation 1, they originally had they were just like arrow buttons. They didn't even have joysticks on the
But
first
still-
PlayStation 1 controllers.
That's a lot better because you had it all in one grasp. So if you want to do it, you can just
Yeah.
do it. Unlike the damn, the N64 where it's like you had like one game
Yeah.
and you had to hold it like this, and then you go, oh shoot, I need this
Mhm.
now. So now I gotta reposition. No,
Yeah.
No, I hated it. I'm sorry. I hated the 64.
You see, what's interesting about us is I'm actually looking at it from the opposite side you're looking at it. To me, it was the PlayStation controllers that felt weird because they had the dual thumbsticks, and
Oh.
I couldn't get a hold of that like back then. Because I had a cousin who had a PlayStation, and we used to go over there and play PlayStation and stuff, and I just couldn't get the hang of the controllers because I was used to, N64 and Super NES at that point. It was kind of funny. So we're like on opposite ends of the spectrum here.
So, somebody brought up a point, Nova did, about backwards
Mhm.
compatible. It's actually funny.
D-pads, yep.
Xbox never really had
Oh.
backwards compatible. They did, like for Xbox 360, but it was only a certain amount of games. You couldn't do it like PlayStation, where they allowed everything backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that kind of like crappy, but like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Backwards
like,
compatibility didn't come out until PlayStation 2. That's when backwards compatibility kind of started.
Well, no, that's more of like PlayStation thing, because PlayStation 3 and 4 you could play any game from PlayStation 1 to all the way up, which I think
Yeah,
is a great
but-
feature.
PlayStation 2 could play PlayStation 1 games.
Oh, well, no, yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
I mean, technically that's the genesis for that particular fact, but that's kind of splitting hairs, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
What are we gonna do? Okay, so let's stop going down memory lane and talk about these two consoles. Okay.
yes,
So-
yes, the PS5 and the Xbox.
You have one that looks like a refrigerator. It's huge.
Yep.
Bulky. It looks like it's a computer monitor.
It looks kind of like a cheese grater
Yeah, a cheese grater. I call it the fridge. I call it the big bad fridge.
or a K-cup machine.
Or
A K-cup machine?
I don't think a K-cup machine looks.
I mean, you could put K-cups in it.
Yeah, I don't think it looks.
Put a
like
little
that,
spout
though.
on it.
Oh, there you go. We'll that'll be the next addition to the K-cups Xbox Live edition.
Hello, Dragolfi. Hello,
I like
Hex.
the Xbox series. Yeah, I agree. But no, so here's what it is, okay? So let's take a look at the good old Xbox. What are you getting that you're not getting with the PlayStation? But let's first talk about design, because I want to go over design first. The very first thing
Mhm.
I noticed about we were talking about it. It looks like a fridge to me. It looks
Yep.
like a cheese grater to you. The PlayStation,
Or a K-cup.
yeah, or a K-cup, which I don't understand because it doesn't look like a K-cup to me. But whatever. So, it looks like more like an overgrown computer, like a computer that just ate a bunch of cupcakes. And it's like, no, I'm fat. But whatever. So, the PlayStation 5 looks like a damn router, like for your computer.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
exactly
It
like
doesn't.
a
It's not
router.
exciting.
It's not.
It's not very exciting.
I guess it's more exciting looking than the Xbox because like the Xbox is like a fat ass computer, but like
Yeah.
I just feel like that the PlayStation looks like I'll be connecting it to my computer so I can get the internet as well. Maybe that's what people wanted was like a router.
Designed by committee.
Yeah, designed by Netgear. There you go. Designed by Netgear.
Yeah.
But
You
like,
see, I find the Xbox has what you call more of an industrial design to it. It's more of like, this is a computer machine thing,
yeah,
you know?
let me
So it has to be square and cold and boring.
pull up a picture of one of these. I think it's this one. So this is the PlayStation design, guys. You can see it on my screen. You can't see it on Pros, but you can see it on my screen. And then this is the Xbox.
Data space. What's data space? I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Data space is like basically
how much
data you can fit onto it. So like, let's say.
Oh, okay. Like
Okay.
storage.
Okay, so let me go over some key points here if we're talking about like this stuff. Okay, now whenever you're playing like the Xbox One, which I have the Xbox One right now, each game you have to download. It doesn't matter if it's on a disc. It doesn't matter if you're downloading online. I don't know why they did that because I always thought it was stupid because you need the disc if you want to play it, and it's like that's stupid. Whatever. So depending on how much gigabytes that you have is depending on how much games you can have on it. An average game is about 60 gigabytes. So, and my Xbox One has 500 gigabytes built into it, but I have an extender which gives me 1 terabyte. Okay. So, depending on what you buy, it looks like it depends on how much it's going to cost and how much space you get. Okay. So we're going to go into the prices, which actually surprisingly. So here's one thing that I'll give to PlayStation. Okay. Whenever this PlayStation was coming out, they were going to like announce it for like $700. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That was the whole rumor, and everybody's like, holy cheese and crackers, that's a lot of money. So, and because the Xbox was only going to be like 400, I think, or like 500. I think it's either that or it's the opposite. I just remember when this whole thing started, and it was like a big whoop-be-doo because of the price difference. So what happened was competitors got with competitors, and they lowered the price, and now they're about 500 each, unless if you buy the, I think it's like the X series or whatever, which is like $200 or less. But really, to tell you the truth, it just, if you're going to go and buy the system, you might as well buy the $400 one. I mean, or the $500 one. I mean, sorry, not 400. Because you're going to, it's 5. This isn't 5. Hold on.
5 people.
No,
5.
no, that's not 5.
5.
That's not 5. You only have 4 fingers. Well, no. Do you have 5? Never mind. I can't count. Whatever.
I got 5.
So,
you
5.
You can't.
I can't count. Whatever. Who cares? Okay, so I remember this whole debacle. So now they're $500, unless if you're buying them on eBay right now because they're so hard to find. You're gonna pay $500.
Expect to pay a lot.
Okay,
or
but,
I was seeing one going for over 1,200.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. So here's my advice.
That's unbelievably high.
So here's my advice to people out there: if you want an Xbox or if you want to do this, we have to realize that the very first generation of these things are going to have bugs. It's kind of like the Ring of Death. You remember the Ring of Death?
Oh yeah, the Red Ring of Death. Yep.
Yeah.
I've actually had to repair those when that was popular. Popular bug. I had to repair those.
Oh, okay.
Good times.
Oh, it's great times for everyone, especially the person who's frustrated because they just bought a machine that can't work. So you have, and then like the last PlayStation was overheating, and I heard that there was like fires being called.
Yep.
So my opinion is, Instead of going out and buying it right now, going, I get to have one. Don't do it. Wait a little bit, get those bugs out of their system, and then maybe go out and buy one. And you can buy.
Wait for the hype train to leave the station.
Yeah, because right now everybody wants it. So, and again, looking on eBay, it's ridiculous. Like there was like one, like the 1200. There was like one for 1,000, one for 5. I mean,
yeah, it's unbelievable.
$50. It's like, stop it. You don't need this. Okay. And first of all, the person who bought all those Xboxes and is now selling them on eBay, shame on you. Okay. You're making money
ruining
on
it for everybody.
Else's dime. That is ridiculous. That is terrible. It's like this whole entire.
It'll catch up to them.
Yeah.
It'll catch up to them somewhere, you know.
It's like all the people who are buying the paper towels and stuff, and now it's starting up again. So people are
like, toilet paper.
Yeah. So
panic buying.
Yeah.
They'll never make another Xbox again. I need to buy all of them and scalp people at a stupidly high price. Like
it's stupid. So.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Wait, and you'll be okay. So
let's wait a couple months.
Yeah.
Good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not go overly ecstatic on this. Okay. So I have a chart here that I can see on my screen, but unfortunately Pro can't see on his. So this is secret. So
nope.
So
there could be anything on his screen.
It's a picture of you in a bikini. It's very weird, but you know.
Hey, Ganfolo, how you doing?
Okay, so here's what it is. Okay, so let's do CPUs versus all this other stuff. Okay, I know I'm hiding my beautiful face right now, but this is good. This is good for us. So the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 have similar CPUs. You have an 8X Zen 2 core at 3.5 gigahertz. Okay? Now, the Xbox has the same exact thing, but it's at 3.8 gigahertz. Which, does gigahertz do anything? I'm not like 100% about. Like, is it like computer?
Yeah, that's like the frequency for like it's technical, but it basically it's like the clock speed for like overclocking.
Oh, okay. Well,
it lets you. It's processing speeds. It has to do with that.
Okay, good for
like how quickly it can process.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Okay, so the GPU comes with on the PlayStation 5, it comes with a 10.28 flops.
Teraflops.
Yeah,
teraflops.
36 CUS at 2.23 gigahertz, and what is it? Vibrates frequently. Yeah, well.
Okay. Vibrates frequently.
Yeah, I don't know. It has that in. I think it says vibrate. Oh God! Don't get into what I'm saying here. I don't know. I'm trying my best here. I'm not into computers. I'm trying my best to understand.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
It's variables frequently. I don't know. I'll send you a picture of this here in 2 seconds. Okay. So. Boy, this is my skills on computers and stuff, I'm telling you.
You just put the system down on your desk, and then the whole system just starts vibrating across the desk and then flies away.
Vibrating. It's a vibrating system. It's so good, I swear. Okay,
it's like, what was the point of this again?
I guess. Okay, so the Xbox has the 12T flops. Whatever you said that was before.
Teraflops.
It has 52 CUSs at 1.82 1.825 gigahertz, custom RDNA2. What is RDNA2? What is that? Do you know what an R?
Oh, what?
It's called an RDNA. You know what I'm
I am not sure what that is.
Okay, well,
I
it's
don't
something.
know.
It's part of the the GPU. Oh my gosh, I am terrible
Okay.
at this. People are gonna be blasting me in the comments here. The trigger on the PS5 is so cool. Okay, so we have for the memory, which this is what we were talking about. They both start out at 16 gig. Well, that's not what we were talking about. We were actually talking about something completely different. Whatever. So this is the memory is 16 gigabytes for GDDR6 to two.
DDR6. Yep.
Yeah, 256 bits. Byte, or what byte? Yeah. So it's a 16. It's 16 gigabytes. And the Xbox also has 16 gigabytes, which is GDDR6. So.
Yep. So they're running kind of the same stats.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay. So this is where
Very similar stats.
This is where it becomes concerning for the PlayStation. There's only one thing that you can get for the memory bandwidth, which the bandwidth, okay, which is basically where you can download games and stuff. The PlayStation only comes with a 448 gigabytes, which means that you could probably only download 3 or 4 games, and then you have to delete something because
yeah,
it's not good.
But once you put Grand Theft Auto on there, I mean that space is gone, man.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto is a real hard game. Now, I don't know. Maybe if they come up with Grand Theft Auto like 6.
It's a huge game.
Yeah. Okay, so then we also have the memory bank for the Xbox, which you have 2 different sizes. One being 336 gigabytes, and the other one being 560 gigabytes, which is about 6 games probably in total that you're going to be able to get. For Xbox, you're going to win on that because you want more games to download.
I think you can tell Xbox definitely invested in the memory size and all that.
But in the same aspect, if you want
PlayStation was kind of not so much.
So, if you want to, and this is only what I do, you can just completely take a terabyte and then stick it in there, and then you'll get like a terabyte. And that usually lasts for a very long time. Unless if these are like really demanding, like 100 terabytes per, 100 gigabytes per game, which depending on the graphics, you might see that. But for right now, I think like you probably want to invest in a 1 terabyte system. It's a lot better in the long run, and you get a lot more games that you can put on there. So both are running a 4K ultra high def Blu-ray drive. So you can watch your Blu-ray drivers on there. Woohoo! You know, Xbox, to tell you the truth, Xbox did not have that for the longest time.
It did not.
Because
it took them forever to get there.
Well, it's because they had that HD versus Blu-ray deal, and it was like, HD's better.
Then HD didn't even last that long.
No, because it was a failing company. That's what happened. It completely.
They got steamrolled.
Yeah, they basically
by Blu-ray.
They got punched in the face and was like laughing. Okay. For internal storage, customizable up to 825 gigabytes SSD, and then the 1 terabyte is also on the Xbox, which it's a huge advantage for Xbox if you want to get that.
Yep.
And then expandable storage comes with an NVMe SSD slot, which I guess that's kind of cool that you can put like an SSD slot in there. I think that's kind of cool. But
that's really cool if you can fit one of those in there.
Yeah. So, but then the Xbox comes with a 1 terabyte expansion card, which actually that's a lot better because I don't think you'd be able to see that, would you? If it's a card, you just put it right in there. Huh. Well.
Yeah, it's probably like a storage like module or something that's going to drop in.
Yeah. So let me exit that
out.
But
the NVMe thing is really good.
Okay. So my thoughts on this whole entire Xbox versus PlayStation thing, okay? Number one, I'm going to get the Xbox. No brainer for me. I've had the Xbox since the original Xbox. And as soon as I picked up those tank controllers, the huge ass controllers, I was like,
Yeah.
I love this gaming console.
I remember those. They were like this big. It was like,
They were huge.
what am I supposed to do with this thing? I can't even hit the triggers.
It's funny.
It's too big.
I don't like PlayStation that much. I just don't. I mean, now granted, looking at their new design, it looks kind of cool with the controllers. But I don't know. It's like I kind of like the Xbox so much better when it comes to it's just weird,
I think it's more intelligently built.
Now, granted, what I had on the screen wasn't really their model. I just used it basically for the controllers because I was trying to get like a good sample size for their controllers before the internet tears me a new one. So don't look at that one. But because it's really weird. Okay, so let me just pull up something here before we continue, and let me try to do something here.
One thing I do like about these new consoles that I enjoy and respect a lot more over the last release, there's no gimmicks attached to these ones. So if you remember when they released the original Xbox, like the last generation, remember the Xbox Connect? Like you had to get it with the Xbox Connect.
I hated that.
And like the Xbox Connect was like tied into everything and you needed it for everything. And they've basically put a gun to your head and said, you have to buy it with this. You can't get it by itself. And everyone's like, I don't want that with it. It's gimmicks. It's a gimmick. I don't want that.
I agree with you 100%.
You don't see that here.
No, you don't. It really varies from what I've seen. It's kind of like, is it gimmicky to have that? Hell yes. I mean, I can understand them. This is a new PlayStation 5, guys, so you don't bash me in the comments going, "Which is a real PlayStation?" Which I already knew it wasn't. I was trying to get I accidentally downloaded it. I downloaded 2 of them, and I accidentally got the wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. But no. So basically, yeah, I know. Now I'm gonna be bashing my head in the comments, and they're gonna be like,
"You should have downloaded a picture of the first PlayStation, the PlayStation 1."
Yeah, and then like, "This is the new PlayStation 5, guys." And
it's so advanced. Look at that incredible design.
Yeah.
So advanced.
So advanced. It looks like they. Okay, so whenever you're looking at like both of them, it's really weird because you're absolutely right. Like I do remember the Xbox trying to push the Xbox Connect on everybody, and they were like, "It's going to be the new gaming system, and you can streamline with your friends, even if you could do that on your computer. But you can streamline with your friends, guys. That's amazing." And you're like, I can already do that.
And it's like, it's like a mixed reality kind of thing, and everyone's gonna be doing it, and then nobody ended up doing it, and it flopped, and it flopped big time.
And I feel like the Xbox gets a lot of like haters for, trying, but at least they tried something new.
Yeah.
I mean, PlayStation did come out with the PlayStation VR. You had that whole VR setup, and that was a pretty nifty thing.
That was cool. That was cool. I mean, people are still using it now.
But
I've seen one guy, he actually adapted it to PC.
Yeah, no, you could definitely do that, and I heard it's a BIC to get it going.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of like the Xbox Connect hack that you can do for full body tracking.
But here's a question I have for Xbox and PlayStation: are you guys going to be like serious about this, and are you going to get a whole VR thing going? Like Xbox, I feel like Xbox ain't gonna do it because they're just trying to focus on the PC, like Microsoft's trying to focus on it. That's why they're coming off a whole new
Mm-hmm.
PC VR chat. I mean, like VR headset
Yep.
and stuff. But I feel like PlayStation's going to make something different, and I think it's going to be a good thing. I kind of like seeing.
I'm curious to see what they bring to the table.
I'm curious too, and I'm curious that.
Well, they say nothing's healthier than a good competition, and I think you're going to have a really good competition between these two this year.
My personal
Or-
opinion, I agree with.
In the next year.
In the next couple of years, you're going to be seeing them trying to scavenge. Because right now, the way Sony is, they're such a big company, but they make a lot of their monies on the revenue of the game side. So,
Mhm.
I'm kind of curious if Sony's going to come out with something that's going to be the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of, but is it going to be good enough to compete with these because Sony doesn't come out with computers. They haven't tapped the
Yeah.
market. So, or do they? Does Sony come out with computers?
They brought out like the Sony Vaio line of computers, but I think those were based on existing architecture.
Oh, okay.
I think they just slapped like their displays into it and put
Sure.
their name on it and stuff.
Slap. That's their computer. So,
Yeah.
But like,
It's like, oh, this is licensed by Sony or something. I don't know.
Sony,
But I know they experimented with TVs and stuff, and
well, no, they still
computer monitors, and
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
have a computer monitor. But like what they need to do is they need to come up with like a graphic card or something of their own that where
yeah,
it makes them stay ahead of the competition. You know?
yeah.
I feel like Microsoft is already on that project. I mean, didn't they acquire Intel or something? Don't they have their own graphic card? Or is Intel
No, they didn't acquire Intel. Intel is still their own thing, but they are they ain't doing so hot. They're not doing so hot right now.
Well, Intel's too expensive, and I think AMD is basically
Yeah.
10 times better.
AMD is AMD just brought out the 5000 series processors and just kind of smoked Intel. So,
Yeah. And
but Intel's having manufacturing issues. Like they've swapped. It's a long story, but basically they moved all their manufacturing like offshore. And a lot of bad things are happening, and they're just falling behind so fast,
So, hold on, I got a question. My question isn't that there is a point where there will be a release of something considered this year. Now, I don't know about that one, Nova. Okay, so the problem with consoles, and me and Pro were talking about this, improving the graphics and stuff. When you have a computer, you can make it as graphically sound as you want. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not held to a standard like a console. A console,
And you evolve with the technology curve, which is kind of cool. That's what I like about it.
now, granted, is it more expensive? Hell yes. Okay? Some of these... Hey, you cannot tell me that some of the graphic cards...
I have some theories, though. Like,
Okay, what's your theories?
all right, so say you build a system, and it's a pretty good system,
Okay.
and it can run all the current stuff.
Okay.
Then a new console comes out, and you have to buy a new console. That's what, $500?
Yeah.
Well, you just have to swap out, like, I don't know, one part of your computer, which you can
Whoa.
do at your leisure.
Have you ever seen...
You can upgrade a system piece by piece, on your own timeline, to your own budget once you get the actual system built,
But, Bro, have you ever seen graphic cards that are about $200 to $300? Okay?
Yeah.
You have your graphic card, okay, and then all of a sudden you need something else to complete that. So, having a computer is more expensive.
But you don't have to buy it all at once, I guess is
No.
what I'm trying to say, is
You don't.
you can build it incrementally, which is fun if you're, someone who builds computers or is learning how to build computers, because you can actually see, like, your progress,
But
and you can watch as your machine just gets more and more powerful and
what's
perfect.
easier? What's easier? having to build up something
Well,
that's going to cost you probably $1,000 by the end of it, or having something that's only $500 and you don't have to build on it, you just play games, and now you can surf the internet and it's just like a computer. So
yeah,
to a person that's trying their best to just basically play a video game and maybe occasionally watch
yeah,
movies on it, it's so much easier to go out and just buy a console and call it a day.
yeah,
But for a person who is interested in doing more like videos like this, and you know, now streaming, you can do all on your Xbox. If I want to stream on my Xbox,
yeah. You can do that.
I can stream on my Xbox. But I can't stream this on my Xbox, and I'm held to their variety of games that they have. Where PC,
Exactly.
if I want to basically have an indie game, which there is indie games on PlayStation and there is indie games on Xbox, which to tell you the truth, I thought it was very interesting that Xbox came out with their own indie game circuit at one point of their time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were basically like, okay, all these indie games out there, we're going to give you a shot, we're going to put you on the game, and then, you know, people like it, they'll buy it, which I always thought was cool. Like, they had this lacrosse soccer. No, it was called Lacrosse 2016 or 7, whatever. And they actually went from being an indie company to all of a sudden now they're their own legit company that they can actually sell their games every year. So,
That's cool.
Kudos to Xbox for giving them a shot, and I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if they have any games anymore. I haven't really looked at their store lately, but more of the independent gamers, if you are an independent person that likes independent gaming, you're going to go off a computer.
Yeah.
And a perfect example would be like Among Us, you know, indie gamer, you know,
Yep.
a guy just basically creating in a simple format, and now it's popular as all hell, you know.
Yeah, it's exploded. It's on fire.
Yeah,
Hell, even we play it. we play it. We play it pretty hardcore.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is to say that, you know, if you want a PC, you're going to be more independent. You're going to get more independent games instead of always like seeing the big name titles that like a console will bring.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, and now I mean Xbox is adapting, so now you can actually buy Xbox or PC games on, you know, on different consoles, like on the PC now. So like Gears of War, I think they're announcing that Gears of War will now be on PC and Xbox, which I think is pretty cool. Which they did that for Gears of War 4. That was it. That was the whole thing.
They also released Halo. Halo was released on Steam a couple months ago, like not that long ago.
Yeah. So I mean, it all depends.
That was a big release. We never thought we'd see Halo on PC. It was always an Xbox exclusive, and like it'll never be on anything but Xbox. And next thing you know, here we are. Halo's on a PC.
Hey, I gotta go now. Hope the stream goes. Oh, I'm sorry, Nova. I'm sorry you gotta go. Okay, but no, so what we're
All right,
doing...
well, we'll see you, Nova.
Okay, so to make a long story short, which one would you buy, though? If you were still a console gamer like me, which one would you buy?
I'd probably go with the Xbox, to be honest.
Ooh, good choice, because I would go with the Xbox.
Because, just like how it's laid out, like, they're giving you more options for, like, storage space, which I think that's going to end up hurting the PlayStation in like, the first couple, like, months of launch. Because I think they're going to have a lot of people who are like, you know, I can't play all the games because I have to delete all these games on the hard drive, install new games, then delete those games, then install new games, and the games are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. So I think Xbox is kind of going to have a one-up on them for like the first couple months of launch until Sony figures out their solution to like media storage.
Well, it said they got 1 terabyte as well, but you know, and people, you know, they generally, whenever they buy a console, they don't want to have to go out and buy something else for that set console. So I agree with you on that.
I I think it depends, how much of a hobbyist you are. Like if you like taking things apart or working on things, or if you just like plug and play.
Well, let me tell you something, Pro. I'm gonna go with the Xbox too. So you heard it from here, guys.
Yeah.
We're an Xbox team here on Pro Fox Talks. Now, if you want to unsubscribe, sure, why not? Go ahead, do it. But you're gonna miss out.
Sorry, PlayStation guys.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
I just think the Xbox is gonna offer you more for your money. You're gonna get more for your dollar.
My personal opinion, I agree with you 100%. I think it is going to give you a little bit more bang for your buck. And also, I kind of like the Xbox, liked it for a very long time. So that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, anybody who has any comments on that, you can comment now about how we are either the scum of the world or we are actually people you're okay with for saying opinion you don't like. But no, I'm just...
It's the internet.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Everyone has an opinion.
Comments. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we're not by any stretch of the imagination a leading source in on statistics here.
The Pro Fox Talks. We are.
I mean, we're just a couple of dogs sitting at a table talking.
Talking about.
I mean, that's not a very
video games.
That's not a very official source of information.
Yeah, you can't really go and take and be like, well, Pro Fox Talks talked about it, so that has to be true. But you know what's true?
What? I'm just a dog.
But you know what's true, Pro?
Yeah.
You like cars. You are a big car fanatic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. That is a big thumbs up from me.
Okay, so first of all, why are we talking about cars now? Okay, why are we going to go to the subject of cars? Well, first of all, I got a brand new car. Woo! Okay,
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
Yay!
I bought a
Welcome to
brand
the
new
club.
car, and why not do something?
And the transmission
more?
broke.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's just.
Then he got a new transmission, and now it's okay.
For 3 weeks, and then it'll be another. No, whatever. I'm not gonna jinx myself. I'm just going to be happy and go. Yeah.
Knock on wood. Okay. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Knock on the damn wood. Okay,
if you have wood at home, knock on it right now.
So, one person said that they liked the PlayStation, which is okay, Nova. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's cool.
I'm a PlayStation faithful, but hey, free.
We're not exactly elitists about gaming system. That's just our personal preference.
Okay, I do like Ratchet and Crank. Okay, the person put in the chat.
Oh yeah,
I like that game. I also like Uncharted. I love Uncharted. I heard they're coming out. Okay, so this is only a rumor, or
I like Spyro. Big fan of Spyro.
There's a rumor going on that there might be coming out a TV show of Uncharted, and I kind of want to see that shit.
Really?
Yeah, I love Uncharted.
That could be pretty cool. Kind of like a Indiana Jones almost.
But you know what? They said the same exact thing about a movie when it came to Gears of War. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna come out with a Gears of War movie," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool." But rumors are just rumors until I see the damn thing.
That's like the remember the Skyrim movie? Like when it was like, oh, there's a Skyrim movie coming out, and there's gonna be this movie about Skyrim, and it was like the rumor mill was spinning like crazy, and nothing ever happened. It all went down the tubes. Nothing ever came of it.
So
and I would have killed for that movie too. Like that would have been so cool.
It's really funny whenever you hear... Oh, I got to get these things off the screen. I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back to my wonderful face. We were done talking about the Xbox and the PlayStation.
You're blocking the screen!
Yeah, I was blocking it with the Xbox and stuff. Okay, but, okay.
Fuji says I'm a team Xbox. No dissing here.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody enjoys the Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox is cool. What can I say?
Okay, but yeah, so let's transfer over to the cars situation.
We're going to cars.
Whoa.
Let's just
Okay.
drive our way over. Drive our way over. Put it in park.
Yes.
And we're gonna park on cars, so.
That is the most lamest thing I've ever heard, but at least you tried. You gave it the good old 1-2. Okay. So now I was thinking maybe we could do a top 5 list of cars, but then in the same aspect, I feel like we've been doing a lot of top 5 lists. I feel like we've been taking that and throwing it into the ball. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do, Pro, and since you're the expert on the car, okay, you're the expert of the car world, and I'm gonna name a car, and you're gonna have to tell me what's good about it and what's bad about it.
Okay. Okay.
Now, for anybody who doesn't know, this guy is so much into cars. We were watching a movie the other day, and we saw a Thunderbird, and the guy was sitting in it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey,
I kind of blew his mind.
Thunderbird." And I was like, "How the hell do you know that?"
And then I gave you the year.
Yeah, I
gave you what year it was and everything. Like,
and by looking at
you couldn't believe it, and I'm like,
by looking at the damn mirrors, like on the car, I was like, "Holy crap! How can anybody do this?" Now, granted, there might be somebody in the
I saw the mirrors and the little quarter windows, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a Thunderbird. That's a 1955. Looks great."
I don't know how you did it, but you did it. So
I'm like, it's missing the hard top at the opera window, though. I do prefer that particular variety.
So, right now, I'm calling Pro the car freak. Now, you guys can also comment on what cars you drive and other things like that, and I'll ask him about them. But for right now, we're gonna start out with.
I actually haven't told them what kind of car I drive. Well, did we tell them what you drive?
No, we didn't even tell him what I drove. I just told him I got a new car.
Yeah, what kind of car did you get?
I got a Ford Focus 2014, and I can already see the comments are going, "That's a terrible car."
Ford Focus. Good stuff.
So, okay, funny thing is, we're going to have a little side note here. My favorite car growing up was actually the Ford Focus, because you remember Need for Speed Underground, like the last good of the Need
Yes. Yep.
And
oh yeah, I played that game hardcore, man.
Let me tell you something. My favorite car on that was the Ford Focus. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, the ZX3, I think it was, right?
Yes, and I like when I was younger, I was like, one day I'm going to own an awesome Ford Focus, and today,
yep,
I can say I own an awesome Ford Focus.
You own an awesome Ford Focus.
Thank you for copying me, broken record. But no, I mean it's it's crazy to think, like, when I was growing up, I was like, man, I really want a Ford Focus, and now I have a Ford Focus, and I love it. I mean, I think it's a great car, except for the transmission problem that I had, but that happened on all transmissions on those cars, so luckily I got it fixed. So, what about you? What kind of car do you drive?
I actually drive what's called a Chevy Trax, which is an interesting little car. A very unassuming car, but a very speedy little car. Like, you wouldn't actually think that that car can perform like that. Because a fun little thing about the Chevy Trax is it's got a turbo and it's got all-wheel drive. So if you can get the turbo to spool up, which isn't very hard, you can actually make boost. And then that thing, you can actually spin the tires, like all 4 tires, like on takeoff. But I don't usually do that. I don't like to do that very often. I've only done that once, and that was by accident.
Oh, okay.
But it is very possible to do it with that car, which it makes it really fun. But you get incredible gas mileage with it. It's this little SUV, kind of. It's like a crossover. And it's got a little 4-cylinder in it. Very unassuming.
Okay.
But boy, that thing, it just loves to cruise.
Okay, so we have a couple comments, and I'm going to hit you with some cars, and you're going to tell me if it's good, bad, or get rid of it.
Okay.
Okay. So,
okay.
The very first car that I have here is a
Okay.
Toyota Camry. Love it. Get rid
Toyota
of it.
Camry?
Yeah, Toyota Camry. Do you love it? Get
No.
rid of it? Or, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I don't know. But go ahead.
I'd keep that car, to be honest.
Okay. What?
Toyota Camrys are notoriously reliable, so
Do you know?
the styling definitely leaves much to be desired, that's for sure. Like, if you want the Acme car, then the Toyota Camry's probably right up your alley, but...
What the hell's the Acme car?
And basically, if you want a car that's literally just a car, like 4 wheels and a seat, like no styling, no color, no defining features, then a Toyota Camry would probably be great.
Huh. Interesting.
It's literally, I mean, this is just my opinion, but Toyota Camrys, no styling at all. The new ones that they came out with are a little better. They actually put like fender vents on them and things like that to make it look a little more like stylish and sporty, but
Stylish. The new stylish.
yeah, like the older Camrys are just like, wow, it's just a car. Like there's not really much else you can say. There's 4 doors, there's 4 seats. It's
What kind of
gray.
engine does it support?
Interior's gray. I believe you could get that with a 4-cylinder at one point, and then they put in a 6-cylinder.
Oh wow.
They also came out with a hybrid. There was a hybrid version that came out, so it was like a electric slash gas power.
So like a Prius.
Which, I mean, yeah, kind of like a bigger Prius.
Oh.
But it got great gas mileage, and the things, you know, they're almost never in the shop.
Okay.
Like, at least from what I've heard from people. Like, you
So-
pretty much just keep up with basic maintenance, like oil changes, you know, tire rotations, you know, do the timing chain at like, or timing belt at 100 or so thousand miles. Just keep up with regular basic stuff, and that car will literally go for 300,000 miles plus.
So you're telling me that there's a car out there that has an alternative to the Prius. So, because like whenever you see people driving in a Toyota Prius, it's like that guy has to be an asshole. I mean, the guy has.
Oh,
to be a
they're
huge
not the
asshole.
greatest drivers sometimes.
Yeah, but not like that. But like the guy who's like, "Oh man, I'm saving the environment." And it's like, I don't
Yeah.
think you're doing that, man. I think if you
Yep.
buy a Prius, you're just pretending to save the environment. Yeah, you're pretending to save the environment. Now it's great on gas mileage and it has a little less carbon, but still, it doesn't matter. You're pretending. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it. Got a Prius.
I mean, funny sidetrack to that is if you ever look in how they build those batteries, like, you know, mining for all the materials and stuff, the process is so like destructive and harmful to the environment to actually get those materials. It's like you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. It's like I'm saving the planet while I'm actually no, I'm killing the planet and polluting it in an even more horrific fashion. Like,
Okay, so next is what do you have to say
okay,
about Kias? Somebody's looking at a Kia right now.
Kia.
Kia.
Okay. Kias, those definitely get my thumbs up approval.
Okay, why?
Kias are good. Personal experience, well, not me personally, but my brother-in-law, he was driving a Kia Soul, which is like the one that looks like a shoebox, kind of. The one that had
Yeah.
like the
Hamsters.
commercial with the hamsters.
Hamsters.
Yeah. So he was driving one of those, and he got into an accident on the highway.
Okay.
And the car actually rolled like a couple times,
Okay.
and the car was totaled. I'm talking like mangled.
Well, obviously,
And,
it rolled
he-
100 times.
Yeah. And you know, gosh darn if he didn't come out without a single scratch.
Okay.
Perfectly fine.
So safety.
He just walks away. Safety rating, holy crap. They're like, that's a safe freaking car, man. Like,
Now, okay,
my gosh.
I have a counteraction to this, except for it's not about safety; it's about the engine. Okay.
Yeah.
So my
Depending on the model and stuff
I think my very
and
first,
year.
Yeah. So my uncle had a Kia. Okay. Now,
Okay.
this is the very first car I drove in and stuff. I think it was. Because I think he let me drive around in a parking lot at Target or something like that. So we were driving home from Pittsburgh, actually, which I think this is like my uncle's like unluckiest thing to do is driving home from Pittsburgh. So we're driving home from Pittsburgh, and then for some odd reason he's trying to accelerate, but it's not accelerating or anything like that. And he's going, okay, what's going on here? And then the engine just shuts completely off. Okay, so we're like, we're at Walmart, luckily, so we're not that far away from our house or whatever. And comes to figure out, the car that only had like 150,000 miles on it, the engine completely died on it. Like, completely.
Oh, yeah?
After 150,000 miles, it completely just blew the engine, and it was unsalvageable. And
Was it like, so it was like blown head gasket, or?
It was something like that. This was like when I was like 16 or something like that. And,
okay.
Yeah.
So it must have been one of the older Kias then, like the older generation.
It was about 2007, 2008, I think.
2007?
Yeah. Because it was like
Was it like the...
2014.
Was it like a Kia Rio or the Kia Sophia?
I don't know. It was a smaller Kia. It was like a green, smaller Kia. It was really low to the ground. And it was a nice...
That sounds kind of like a Kia Sophia.
It could be. Dude, you're on top of your game, so yeah, I'm gonna go with your gut here.
It probably was a Kia Sophia.
So that's my experience. And then the funny thing is, okay, my uncle's driving home from Pittsburgh, okay, worst mistake of his life again. And he had a Ford Focus like I do, but it was, it was like a 2000, and I think it was like a 2010 or whatever. So he's driving along, and Walmart again, which I thought it was really funny that it happened at Walmart again. Computer system completely died on him. It just completely died.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
that's surprising.
Yeah, I know. And he was like telling me the story about how he got stuck at Walmart again. And he was like, the computer system completely died. I was driving back from Pittsburgh again, and it happened again. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. It sucks. But he ended up getting rid of that car because he didn't trust it anymore. But I just find it...
Yeah.
I just find it ironic that 2 times he was coming home from Pittsburgh, and 2 times he saw it at the damn Walmart in Altoona. So, just kind of like a funny...
That's pretty weird.
Situational story.
Cars can be like that, though, sometimes. Like, I had a similar story, actually, with one of my cars. I used to have a Chevy Impala. It was a 2000. And it had the 3.4-liter V6 in it, which is the worst engine I think Chevy ever built, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, long story short, basically the car broke down in the same spot twice in a row, and it was the same problem each time, where the head gaskets blew.
Oh, geez.
So they blew up. The head gaskets completely blew up. The whole car was like smoking on the side of the road and everything, and it was a big mess. And I'm like, oh, well, this sucks. So I get the head gaskets fixed, which was a really expensive job.
Oh, geez.
And then I get the car back, and it's driving like it's brand new. I'm like, oh, this is great. It's like a brand new car. And darned if the thing doesn't blow up at the exact same spot again on the road on the way back from my job at the time. It was so funny. Like,
did they give you a replacement engine?
Like, right now I can laugh. No, because the mechanic, he didn't insure his work. Like, there was no... Because it was either the job was either going to work or it wasn't going to work. It was kind of a hit or miss. And I was kind of a stupid teenager back then, and I'm like, well, I'll just get it fixed, So I spent the money I didn't have, got the job done. I'm like, oh, it's a new car now. And then it goes, and then I'm left without a wing and a prayer, and I'm like, wow, I feel pretty stupid right now.
Bro, that does sound
So moral of the story, when that happens, either junk the car or trade it in. That's trade-in
Or
time.
get insurance. I mean,
Yeah, or get insurance and drive it into a field, light it on fire, and declare it stolen.
oh no, don't wait. I'm sorry. I got over it. Don't do that. We are not promoting that. Please. If you do that, do not tell.
I'm just kidding.
Doesn't matter. This is the internet.
Or am I?
Don't do it. Don't do it, please. Look at me, guys. Do not do it. If you want to do it on your own time, that's fine. But don't do it on our recommendation. Do it. Whatever. Don't do that. But no, I'm just saying. My favorite car is a Lincoln MKZ 2011.
Oh, the Lincoln MKZ. I know that car. That car, ooh, I love it. That car it's got some killer styling, and it is fast. It is a really fast car. Like, very unassuming. Like, kind of like the Chevy Trax. Like, it's just like, oh, ho-hum, just another sedan. When you plant your foot down on that accelerator, boy, does that thing fly, man. That is a fast car.
Jeez, man.
I rented one once. And it was fantastic.
Why did you rent one?
Very luxury. It was for a wedding.
Oh.
It was pretty sick.
You didn't want to show up into your shitty car, so you had to rent a car?
Yeah. Well, I don't think I think what the story was is I didn't actually have a car at the time. I was like between cars. I think that's what happened. I don't really recall, but I think that's what happened.
Oh.
Anyway, it was an amazing car.
But who the
Would
hell...
recommend.
Wait, where was the wedding? How long was this wedding? Or how far was this wedding?
It was like in New Hampshire. It was in New Hampshire, so
You couldn't get one of your family
wanted a
members
nice.
to drive you?
Well, I wanted to ride in style.
You wanted to ride in style? let me put an extra $200 so I can impress my friends. Yeah, you see a car over there? My car. You see my car? You got my car? I got your car. Yeah, I got your car. Oh, come on. Like.
But yes, I would recommend
Okay.
MKZ. That's a cool car. Very
no,
cool.
It was one of the people recommended it and said, you know, he said that was one of his favorite cars.
He has good taste.
Yeah. My favorite car, I'm just gonna say it. I like Subarus. I love Subarus. I wish I could have found a Subaru. Because I love Subarus. I think Subarus are my favorite car.
Subarus are pretty cool.
Yeah. You really like Chevys.
I've driven I keep ending up with Chevys. It's kind of funny. Like
aren't they like the worst when it comes to like different things?
Yeah, that's what people say, but I mean, the first Chevy I had, the Chevy Impala, that was definitely true with that car. That thing was just a lemon from the start, but this car, boy, did this car prove me wrong so far. What an amazing car.
Interesting.
It's comfortable, it's great for road trips, like traveling. It's fun for like long distance traveling. It's tiny, so you can park it literally anywhere. It has the wheelbase of like a Mini Cooper. So you can literally park in all kinds of crazy places with it.
That's the one thing I love about my car is it's so small. It's like...
Yeah.
Parallel parking to me. You remember the Buick I used to drive? Like the 1997
yeah.
Sabre? Parallel parking in that was like the worst...
Yeah, that thing was like a battleship.
Yeah.
That thing was like a battleship.
It was a boat. It was a freaking boat on wheels. And well, I love the car. I mean, it was really low to the ground. It was nice. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, it rode amazing. It rode so well. Like,
it was smooth.
I mean, just cruising down in that thing when we were on vacation together, like just cruising down the road, like it's like you're just sitting on a sofa, like going down the highway. It was just great.
But this car, it's so much smaller, and it's so much better because it is so much smaller.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of having a car that like is smaller because parallel parking is now a breeze for me. It's like it takes me 2 seconds. I like my Buick where I had to like try to line up everything and then oh my gosh, there was. Do you remember that telephone pole that's outside my house? I don't know if you probably.
Yeah.
I smacked
Yep, the one that everyone was worried about hitting it.
Well, I mean, I didn't tell you everybody was worried about hitting it. I freaking hit it, and. Being a Buick, it didn't leave a dent, which I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's so freaking hard to parallel park in that damn Buick. And it was like, oh, it was terrible. But I will say...
Didn't we have to do that at one of the beaches we went to?
Yeah, we did.
Did we have to we had to parallel park somewhere. And it was just like, it was really tight, like, getting that monster of a car, like, in there.
Yeah. Well, that was the one
it was fun, though.
I accidentally forgot my mask, and I was like, oh, damn it. And then we got to walk all the way back. And
then we go back, and then back, and then back and forth, and then back and forth.
And, like, after the third time, like, we should just go home. This was a terrible idea. And then we had to wait until 4 o'clock so the beach could open for us. That was bullshit. But whatever. So,
yeah.
But no, it was But that car, I loved it. I loved the V6 engine in it. I loved that it was a nice traveling car. If I could have kept that car, and it wasn't going to cost me $5,000, I would have kept that car because it was a beautiful car. But I'm not paying $5,000 for a car that's already basically past its due date. You know.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it's still there. It's still at the Toyota dealership.
Oh, really?
Never got rid of it so far. And I'm like, one of these days, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to steal that car because I still have the key to that car. And I can just be like, take it back.
And then they'll be like, oh, thank God someone stole it. This is so good. This is such good news. Now we don't have to worry about selling it.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're selling it. I think they're just trying to throw it away to get rid of it. But I don't think they told anybody yet. So, but, no, I mean, love that car. I love my Buick LeSabre. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I told you that was the car my grandfather drove for the longest time. He had a Buick Park Avenue.
And that's why I wanted to get rid of it, because I was saying to myself, boy, this is an old person car. And people are going to be like, that guy's an old person. Oh.
Well, you had someone call you out for that funny story, like, about, you know, like, white privilege, like, you're driving, a 97 Buick, and...
Yeah, I thought that was freaking hilarious.
Oh my God, that was... They had, like, what, a BMW or something, no, like 7 Series?
They had a 2004 Acura, and I'm driving a 1997 Buick, and then they're screaming out the window going, white privilege! And I'm like, what? Who are you talking to here? I'm driving a shitty-ass car! Like...
that story just makes me laugh every time.
It makes me laugh, but it makes me sad. But whatever. But no, it's like I can't stand it when people do that. It's like I don't have that crap. I mean, I don't have that. I don't know. I was driving in a 1997 Buick LeSabre. You can't be calling me that. It's bullshit. It's like that'd be like somebody getting shit on and going, "Ha! Shit privilege." I don't know. I can't take it. But we're not talking about that because that's more towards show.
We're talking about cars.
Cars. What time is it?
Cars.
Oh my gosh, we've already been going for about an hour and 30 minutes. Which is crazy.
It's been some time. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Guys, so before we go, because we're about to go here, I do want to say we are going to have a Thanksgiving stream coming up. And if you like this, please press that like button down there. Press that like button.
Like and share.
Share with
like and share with your friends.
Get other people involved with this. We're going to have a Thanksgiving spectacular. We are not going to do it on Thursday, but we are going to do it. We're going to do 2 shows next week. We're going to do, maybe we'll just do, should we do 2? Maybe we'll do like a Wednesday show. Let's do a Wednesday show. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, Wednesday. Okay,
I think
sounds good to me.
Wait, I don't.
Wednesday.
No, let's do a Tuesday
Wednesday?
show.
No,
Let's do a Tuesday show.
Tuesday.
Yeah, because
Tuesday.
Wednesday is when everybody's going to be out and about, and they're going to be getting ready for Thanksgiving. You know, the last minute shoppers. So let's do a Tuesday.
Very true.
stream, and we're gonna have We're gonna have 2 exclusive episodes just about Thanksgiving. And don't worry, guys. We're gonna get into the food aspect of it. We're gonna get into everything about Thanksgiving in these 2 days.
And we're gonna find a really, really cool Thanksgiving world to stream from too. So you're not gonna see the boring old studio here. It's gonna be some weird kind of place, Thanksgiving themed of some
It's
kind.
gonna be a fun stream. And
We're gonna take you to a magical land. You're gonna be whisked away. You're not even gonna know where you are. It's gonna be incredible.
You're gonna be like, Christmas who? That's what you're going to say.
Yeah.
It's going to make Thanksgiving the new Christmas. Because, to tell you the truth, I think Thanksgiving is the most underrated holiday out there. I love freaking Thanksgiving. From the food,
Oh yeah.
to the family, the food, to the turkeys, to the food.
Yeah.
I mentioned the food.
Yeah.
Food! It's
I mean, how
fucking
can you beat
food!
that? It's food in, food out, food in, food out. People bring over food. You bring food to other people. It's like a vicious, well, not even a vicious cycle. It's like a good cycle. Good cycle of food. Just food.
Food is probably like the best thing ever. I love food.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean,
Yeah. So we will talk to you guys on Tuesday, and then what we'll do is we will. No.
Tuesday at 8.
Sunday. Sorry.
Sunday?
Sunday's our next show.
So Sunday.
Sunday then
Sunday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Sunday then Tuesday. So
Sunday then Tuesday. So Sunday at 8.
Sunday
Central.
at 8,
Eastern Standard Time.
and then Tuesday at 8. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a dashing night. Bye. Thank you
And
for
be a pro.
watching. Be a pro. Bye.
See ya. Au revoir.